And getting a little bit of an early start here tonight as Decorah takes on North Fayette in non-conference baseball, a game that was scheduled to be played in West Union at 4 o'clock this afternoon, now being played here in Decorah at 7:20. North Fayette's 14-11 and Decorah is 15-6. And Dustin Carey will get the start, and his first pitch of the game is called a strike by home plate umpire Bob Jacobson to David Jellings. It's no balls and one strike. Carey ready, 0-1 offering. That one goes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. David Jellings leads things off for North Fayette. Jake Walter is in left field. Blair Snyder, the pitcher. Daniel Streeter is behind the plate. Trace Heyer is at first base. Josh Baumler at second as the pitch goes outside. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. Sam Danker at third. Thomas Hansen at short. And Trevor Hurd in right field. That is the North Fayette lineup. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch outside from Carey. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Carey is 2-0 with a 2.83 ERA. Opponents hitting 188 against him, 17 in the third innings, 15 hits, 7 earned runs, 11 walks, and 14 strikeouts. We'll set the Decorah defense here momentarily. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Outside corner taken for a strike, and it's now 3-2 on David Jellings. Plethora of activity here tonight at the complex with Decorah taking on New Hampton in softball as well. The pitch swinging a foul at the plate, so we'll do it again at 3-2. Decorah defensively in this game, Jake Hovden, Gavin Nimrod, James Astley left to right in the outfield, Josie Jewell at third, Jake Qualley at short, Colin Nimrod at second, and Bryce Pierce at first with Kyle Kane behind the plate and Dustin Carey on the hill. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes to the .351 hitting David Jellings. No extra base hits and 14 RBIs on the season. And the pitch goes outside for ball 4. So Jellings draws a leadoff walk here in the top of the first inning. No score. And Jake Walter is the .326 hitter for the Hawks with 2 doubles, no triples, no home or 1 home run, and 20 RBI. Hot, humid night. But that 4-letter word that starts with R, not a part of the equation this evening. Pitch, curveball taken low. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Walter was squaring to bunt. He does not have a sacrifice bunt yet this year. Josie in a step in front of the bag at third. Bryce Pierce will hold the runner on at first. Jellings is 15 for 17 in the steal department. 1 ball, no strikes. Carey in for the side from Kane. Comes set. And the 1-0 delivery is a fastball at the letters for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. We told you Bob Jacobson is the home plate umpire. And Don DeLora working the base pass. A ball and a strike to count on Walter. A couple of steps off the bag at first base is Jellings. Carey comes set and bunting up the first base side, Walter, but he bunts it foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. North Fayette 14-11 on the season. Trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Lost a couple of games at their own tournament on Saturday. 1 to Don Bosco, 1 to Turkey Valley. That was after winning 3 in a row, 2 against Crestwood and Osage last week. They've been an up-and-down team and a streaky team all year. As the pitch curveball nubbed towards the third base side. Carey will field with the bare hand. He'll throw to first base, and the out is recorded there. Moving up to second on the play is David Jellings. So Walter unable to get the bunt down, but the swinging bunt works just as well for North Fayette. A runner at second and 1 down with Blair Snyder at the plate in a scoreless game, top of the first inning. Snyder at 408 with 7 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 23 RBI. Jellings, the first runner of the game, becomes the first runner in scoring position as a curveball taken inside as Snyder ducks out of the way of it. 1 ball, no strikes. We mentioned this game was originally scheduled for North Fayette. Moved to Decorah because of a very wet field by North Fayette High School. The 1-0 delivery, there's a curve for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Blair Snyder. School officials also discussed the possibility of playing this game down at Upper Iowa. Their tournament on Saturday for North Fayette was played down at Upper Iowa. 1-1 swung on and missed. Good fastball. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Blair Snyder. Top of the first inning, no score. Carey gets the sign from Kane, looks back at second. And the 1-2 delivery swung on and missed. Took a little something off, and Carey gets the strikeout, his first of the game. And there are 2 down here in the first inning. A runner at second, 2 down, and Daniel Streeter now for North Fayette. Streeter at .316, 6 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 17 RBI. Carey trying to pitch his way out of a leadoff walk here in the top of the first inning as the pitch grounded towards third, picked up there by Josie. He'll wind up and throw to first base, and the out is recorded. And a leadoff walk, but nothing else here in the first inning for North Fayette. End of a half an inning. It is North Fayette nothing, and Decorah coming to bat. And the Vikings will bat this way. Leading off at second base is Colin Nimrod. Batting second at shortstop is Jay Qualley. Hitting third, the pitcher Dustin Carey. Batting fourth at third base is Josie Jewell. Hitting fifth in right field, James Osley. Hitting sixth, the catcher Kyle Kane. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter Austin Ashbacker. Ashbacker batting for the left fielder Jay Covden. Hitting eighth at first base, Bryce Pearson. Batting ninth in center field, Gavin Nimrod. That lineup will face Blair Snyder. Short, stocky right-hander. Snyder, a senior for North Fayette, is 3-0 on the season with the .237 ERA. Opponents hitting .238 against him. It's his fourth start. It's his seventh appearance. 20 2/3 innings. 25 hits, 7 earned runs, 6 walks, and 21 strikeouts. Vikings took the JV game in 3 innings tonight by an 11-1 margin. This is the continuation of a busy week for Decorah. They won 2 games over at Walk-On last night. And then tomorrow night we'll play host to West Delaware. And then Friday night they will travel to Waverly Shellrock. Waverly Shellrock ended up splitting a doubleheader with New Hampton last night. And that makes that race pretty interesting. Now, if Decorah can go down and beat Waverly Shellrock twice, and that's going to be a tough task. The Go-Hawks have a good ball club. You could potentially, after Friday night, have a 4-way tie at the top of the Northeast Iowa Conference. But business to take care of before you get to that point, as Colin Nimrod will start things here in the bottom of the first inning as he grounds one toward short, fielded to his left is Thomas Hanson, and he'll throw on to Trace Heyer at first base. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the first inning. Jake Walter, David Jellings, Trevor Hurd left to right in the outfield for the North Fayette Hawks. Sam Danker at third, Thomas Hanson at short. Second base is Josh Baumler. And Trace Heyer at first with Daniel Streeter behind the plate and Blair Snyder on the hill. 1 down, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Jake Qualley to the plate, a .265 hitter with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 12 RBI. And he swings the first one, grounds one towards Hanson again. He fields near the second base bag, and he'll throw on to Heyer at first base. 2 pitches, 2 ground outs to the shortstop. And a Decorah team who did a good job of being patient and working the count last night has been aggressive to this point in the game. And you'd imagine that Dustin Carey better be taken here. Carey's hitting .352, though. 5 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 12 RBI. No score, bottom of the first inning. Glad you're with us tonight at AM 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.net. Curveball taken low in the pitcher against pitcher matchup. 1 ball, no strikes. Carey, the second leading hitter average-wise on the squad. Now look at the fastball at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. Snyder in for the side from Streeter. Now whirls and delivers, and the pitch is taken up on a breaking ball. It's 2 balls, 1 strike on Dustin Carey. Snyder's 2-1, swung on a ground ball towards third. It's bobbled there at third by Danker. He picks it up, he throws to first base, and he throws it over the head of Higher at first base. And the bobble and the overthrow will allow Carey to reach, and it's an E5 on Danker at third. He actually overthrew Higher at first base, as Cole Sweska will get Carey's courtesy at first base. And the inning will stay alive for Josie Jewell. Josie at 384, 7 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs, and 15 RBI. And Trace Hire playing first base, a very tall kid to overthrow that guy. You got to be pretty talented. Or pretty something else, who knows. Josie in from the right-hand side of the plate, and the first pitch swung on, hammered down the left field line, but well foul. That one going to end up. That was beyond the adjacency. It landed in the street beyond the adjacent area to the restrooms that are near the softball diamond. So Josie got it all, but not between the chalks. The 0-1 delivery swung on a fly ball, left center field. Walter and Jellings converging. Walter in left field will drop the ball. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Cole Sweska. He will score. A couple of North Fayette miscues has led to a Decorah 1-0 lead. So Josie will end up at first base on the drop fly ball by Walter out in left. A 1-0 lead for Decorah, and James Osley will look to keep the inning going. Osley at 250 with 5 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 13 RBI. James got his first home run of the season last night over at Walk-On. Came pretty close to another one as well. And the first pitch to Osley swung on a fly ball, left field, a late break from Walter. He's charging in, and he can't quite get there as Josie Jewell will make it to third. A big turn at first base, but no go from Osley. It'll be a single for Osley, first and third with 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Osley a single to left, and Kyle Kane will look to keep the inning going. The first 2 men were retired on ground balls to short, but a fielding error, a dropped fly ball, and a single have kept the inning alive. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah, and Kyle Kane will look to add on to the total. 246, 5 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBIs. Snyder stepped off and bluffed the runners back to their respective bases. Stretch, and the pitch to Kyle, swung on and missed as he's over the top of a curveball, 0-1. Stretch by Snyder, and the 0-1 is taken up. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the Decorah team is still in a seeding period tonight as Snyder steps off the rubber and sends Osley back to the bag. But Decorah is still in a seeding period. They're still trying to improve their seed for postseason tonight. The 1-1 is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Osley off of first. Jewell a couple of steps down the line at third. Snyder In at Streeter for the sign, the 2-1 ground ball towards third, fielded behind the bag there by Danker. He'll throw on to first base to retire Kane, and that's that for the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit, helped out by 2 errors and 2 men left. We are 1 inning complete here at Olenczak Field in Decorah. The Decorah Vikings lead the North Fayette Hawks by a 1-0 margin. Top of the second inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. North Fayette with a couple of fielding miscues directly leading to Decorah's run in that first inning. With 2 outs, Carey reached on a ground ball that wasn't fielded by Sam Danker, and Josie Jewell hit a fly ball that was dropped in left field by Jake Walter, with Sweska scoring on the plate.
25,
Trace Heyer will look at a strike to start things here in the second. 0-1 Heyer. The tall first baseman hitting .318 with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 20 RBI. The pitch is in there for a strike. It is 0-2 now on Heyer. Carey walked the first man in that first inning, but beyond that, got a ground out, a strikeout, and then a ground out as the pitch just missed the inside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and to miss the zone with this guy's strike zone, that takes some talent. 1-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Heyer was expecting a breaking ball and got a fastball on the outside edge. Carey gets his second strikeout. And Josh Baumler will stand in. Baumler 234, 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 4 RBIs. A breaking ball missing outside from Carey. 1 ball, no strikes. We talked about the seeding going in to this week. The Vikings are currently 4th in their sub-state. Swung on shallow right field with the fly ball. Gavin Nimrod running in from center field will make the catch, calling off Callan. Nimrod, who was going out from his second base position. Gavin had a long way to go, but ended up running it down. And there's 2 down here in the second inning, and Sam Danker steps up for North Fayette in a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Strike to Danker, 0-1. Danker at .313 with 4 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 13 RBI. Carey kicks and deals, and the pitch swung on. 1 hopper right back to Dustin Carey. He'll have an easy toss over to Bryce Pierce at first base, and a quiet second inning for North Fayette. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Decorah. Olenczak Field in Decorah, the site. Non-conference baseball tonight as Decorah takes on North Fayette. We had planned to bring you a doubleheader today, but this game got moved to Decorah, which forced us basically to flip a coin, and we decided to go the baseball route. We'll keep you updated on softball as time goes by tonight, as Austin Ashbacker will start things here in the second inning for Decorah. He's up to 254 on the season with 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 8 RBI. And he'll swing at the first one and foul, 1 third base side. No balls, 1 strike. The Baby Bull DHing tonight for Jake Hovden. Hovden getting the start out in left field. He's got a couple of starts out there and has played pretty well defensively. But Austin's bat still in the lineup. The curveball taken low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike on Austin Ashbacker. Pearson Nimrod to follow here in the second inning. As we were talking about that seeding process, games through Saturday count towards your seed. The 1-1 delivery is sailed high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Right now, of the 8 teams in the sub-state, Decorah is seeded 4th. How do you do the seeding, you ask? Is the curveball taken outside for 3 balls and 1 strike? Based on your schedule, if you beat a 4A team, that's 4 points. If you beat a 3A team, that's 3 points. If you beat a 2A team, that's 2 points. And you guessed it, if you beat a 1A team, that's 1 point. It's the same seeding they use to seed state tournaments as fastball outside edge taken for a strike by Austin, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, of course, you have to take the points accumulated and divide those by the games. Given a math lesson on the air tonight. Elliott Christian's already confused. 3-2 delivery swung on and ground ball foul past Coach O in the third base box. And if Elliott Christian is confused, I can't imagine what Arnie Dalen is out in the garden. 3 balls, 2 strikes still on Ashpacker. 3-2 delivery, swung on and a ground ball towards third and foul again, so the at-bat will continue with pitch number 8 in a moment. Right now, Clear Lake has 45 points in 22 games. Waverly Shellrock has 47 points in 23 games. Clear Lake is at 2.045. Waverly Shellrock at 2.043. The pitch swung on and a pop-up down the right field line. Long run for Trevor Hurd, angling into foul ground, and he can't quite get there. It will be a foul ball, so Austin will get new life. Owine with 37 points in 20 games, a 1.85. Decorah has 36 points in 21 games, a 1.74. Right now, Crestwood, 17 points in 23 games, a .74. Walk-on. 12 points in 21 games, a .57. Charles City, 8 points in 20 games, a .40. And Independence, 0 points in 20 games. Obviously a .00. 3-2 again to Austin. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. Streeter will pick it up and throw down to Hired to complete the putout. Strikeout for Blair Snyder. 1 down here in the second inning. A 1-0 lead for Decorah, and Bryce Pierce, who had a 3-for-4 game at the plate last night in Game 2 with 3 RBI, will stand in. He's hitting .388 on the season with 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and 6 RBI. First pitch in there for a strike to Bryce. It's 0-1. So you take all that. But the only thing you know for sure, Decorah and Waverly Shellrock are the host sites, so they will not be in the same districts. But they do plan on separating the 1 and 2 seeds in the postseason, then lining people up geographically as the pitch goes low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. So going into tonight, this is my educated guess. This is just speculation. This and 75 cents. Now get you a daily Cedar Rapids Gazette. 1-1 the count, the pitch swung on and missed. As Pierce ahead of a curveball, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I would have the district at Decorah being walk-on against Clear Lake, and Crestwood against Decorah, the district at Waverly Shellrock, Independence against Waverly Shellrock, and Charles City against Owine. 1-2 delivery to Pierce, taken at the letters for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Blair Snyder. Snyder did have 21 strikeouts and 20 2/3 coming in.
Number 9 hitter.
So he's a strikeout pitcher against a team that got back into the mode of not striking out last night. Decorah only struck out 3 times in that doubleheader after 8 strikeouts in the game against Owine the other night. 1-0 Decorah as the pitch taken low by Nimrod. 1 ball, no strikes. Given at .250, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 13 RBI. 1-0 Decorah on a couple of North Fayette errors in that first inning as the pitch taken up. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, what I talked to you about postseason, that's all speculation. We'll know for sure next week. In fact, I think the 1A and 2A actual matchups probably will come out tomorrow. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 2-1 now on Nimrod. You look at the 2A sub-state in this area, I think it's pretty loaded. You got some nice teams in there. This pitch taken high. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. New Hampton now a 2A team. Sumner Fredericksburg, a 2A team. They're having a nice year. Southwind, who Decorah will play on July 9th in a rain-out makeup. They're a nice team as well. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 down as the pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. It's 3-2 now on Gavin Nimrod. But you go to the other side, Cascade's on that part of the thing, and Cascade was up here, played probably one of the more entertaining games we've seen in this field this year, defeating Decorah at the Decorah tournament 2-0. Of course, you can never count out Dyersville-Beckman. 1-0 Decorah here in the second inning. The 3-2 delivery sprayed towards center field, and running it down is David Jellings slightly into left center, and a quiet second inning for Decorah. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the third. It is a Decorah lead of 1-0. Third inning, we go a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Top of the second inning in softball, it's North New Hampton leading Decorah 1-0 there. Thomas Hansen will look the first one out of the zone from Dustin Carey. 1 ball, no strikes. Carey walked the first man, but has retired 6 in a row. 1-0 there for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Decorah got a run on back-to-back North Fayette arrows in that first inning. 1-1, swung on, smacked down the right field line, foul. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One-two from Carey. Curveball sails inside. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carey getting his first start since the Waterloo-Columbus game. Vikes had to score 15 that night to get a victory. A breaking ball taken high. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's hoping for a little less wildness tonight. But sometimes when you have wildness, you have entertainment too. 3-2, swinging a foul back. Right side, not a play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. North Fayette, coached by longtime coach Dan Hovden. And Jared Tilleris is on the first base side. Kind of a bit of a Viking blast from the past as the pitch goes inside for ball 4. Thomas Hansen draws the leadoff walk here in the third inning, 1-0 Decorah. And the number 9 hitter, Trevor Hurd, will come to the plate. Hurd at 147, no extra base hits and 4 RBI. A short lead at first base by Thomas Hansen. Hurd squares to bunt, pushes it towards the third base side. It's picked up there by Carey. He'll throw on to Colin Nimrod, covering the bag, and the sacrifice complete, 1-4. So now a runner in scoring position for the top of the order for North Fayette. David Jellings drew a walk to lead off the game in that first innings. 1-0 Decorah as we play the top of the third as lights just have been turned on here at Olensack Field by assistant coach Blake Maughan. Stretch and the pitch is inside with the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. We mentioned Jared Tilleris. He is a North Winnesheek grad, has coached and taught down at North Fayette for quite some time now. 1-0. There's a strike. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Tilly was a member of the 1997 runner-up football team here at Decorah. Always a good guy to talk to. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curveball taken on the inside edge for a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's been the top assistant for Dan Hovden for a few years now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carey delivers, fastball up. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes now on David Jellings. North Fayette at 14-11. And the 2-2 pitch inside for 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Walter waiting his turn in the on-deck circle. Carey has walked 2. He has walked 11 in 17 in the third innings coming in as that one sprayed down the left field line after his Jake Hovden, and it ends up a foul ball. But Jake put some drama into that play that perhaps wouldn't have been there with a less speedy kid out there. So the at-bat will continue for David Jellings. 3-2 with 1 out here in the third inning of a 1-0 Decorah lead. Carey comes set in the pitch, sprayed towards short, and it's caught in the air there by Qualley. Runner stays put at second, and there's 2 down as Qualley makes the play on the soft line drive off the bat of Jellings. 2 down and a runner at second. And Jake Walter will bat for North Fayette. He grounded back to Carey for the first out in the first inning. Stretch by Carey and the pitch. Curveball in the dirt. Nice job by Kyle Kane to get the body in front of that one. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Stretch and the 1-0 is in there for a strike. It is 1 ball, 1 strike now on Walter. Walter had the drop fly ball back in the first inning, which led to a run. You can bet he wants to make amends here with a key 2-out hit for his team as the pitch goes inside for 2 balls, 1 strike on Dustin Carey. Two and 1 with 2 down. Carey a look back at second in the 2-1, swung on and missed. Walter tried to swing late, but waited too long. Deuce is wild on the North Fayette left fielder. Pitch swung on and missed, and Carey gets another strikeout, his 3rd of the game. So a leadoff walk and nothing left. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Top of the order, Colin Nimrod will start things here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 1-0 lead for Decorah. A couple of North Fayette errors in the first inning, leading to the game's only run. And the pitch to Colin Nimrod is a strike, 0-1. Colin grounded to short his first time up. Only 1 hit in the ball game to this point. That was an Osley 2-out single in the first inning. North Fayette has had 2 base runners on 2 walks, but nothing else. 0-1 delivery to Collin. That pitch dropped low. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Snyder comes into this frame having retired 4 in a row since that Osley single back in the first inning. The pitch swung on and missed as Collin out in front of a changeup. It's 1 ball, 1 and 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd in softball. New Hampton leading Decorah 1-0. Kind of an unusual circumstance there on the 27th of June. They're meeting for the first time this year. 1-2 swung on, smacked into center field and a base hit. Solid contact on the 1-2 pitch by Colin Nimrod, and he'll lead off the 3rd inning with a single to center. A runner at first and nobody out for Jake Qualley. 1-0 lead for Decorah. Qualley grounded to short in the first, 0 for 1. Couple of steps off the bag at first base is Nimrod. Qualley already squaring to bunt. Snyder steps off the rubber. The square of Qualley to bunt will send Danker a step in front of the bag at first. And Heyer will hold the runner on at first. Danker, of course, is at third. Qualley pulls the bat back, takes a curveball low, snap throw to first base, and Collin back to the bag standing. 1 ball, no strikes to count. One-0 swung on, popped up, right side of the infield. Josh Ballmer at second base will make the catch about 30 feet off the bag at first base, so Qualley retired on the pop-up. One down, nobody on. As Dustin Carey will come to the plate. Trying to help his own cause here in the third. He reached on an error to keep an inning alive, and the Vikes ended up scoring a run because of it, as that one hit foul down the third base side. One ball, no strikes, or no balls and 1 strike to count on Dustin Carey. Callan a 3-stride lead off of first base. The stretch and the 0-1 offering. That pitch taken low, and it gets by Streeter all the way back to the backstop, and Callan will head to second on the wild pitch. So Carey now will bat with a runner in scoring position. Still only one hit in this ball game in the bottom of the third combined between the two teams. That was an Osley single back in the first. Callan away from second. Streeter comes set. A look back at second, and the 1-1 is taken for a strike. Curveball about bell time. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Correction, there's 2 hits. The Nimrod single back in the first inning as Snyder whirls and bluffs the throw back to second base. Baumler playing behind the runner at second. Big gap on the right side of the infield. 1-2 delivery swung on, smack towards right field, angling towards the line as Trevor Hurd. He will lunge and drop the ball. He will drop the ball. Colin Nimrod will stop at third, thinking that ball was going to be caught. It was a long run, but that's a play that's got to get made. So second and third and 1 down for Josie Jewell here in the third inning. Cole Sweska will get the courtesy of Dustin Carey. Jewell reached on a drop fly ball to send Sweska home back in the first inning. He will bat with runners at second and third. And 1 down here in the third inning as the Vikes look to add on to their 1-0 total. The stretch by Snyder and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got a breaking ball down and away. It snowballs 1 strike on Josie Jewell. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. With moral support of Elliott Christian, as always, my name is Darren Swenson from Olensack Field in Decorah. Non-conference baseball tonight as Decorah and North Fayette getting together. The Vikings got a run via 2 North Fayette errors in that first inning. As Josie reaches for the curve and fouls it back, it's 0-2. And that led to Decorah's lone run. Dustin Carey has walked 2 and has struck out 3, giving up no runs and no hits through his 3 innings of work. He gets the ball tonight for Coach O. The ball's 2 strikes and the pitch. That one at the letters, but just a little high. One ball, 2 strikes to count. 1-2-0 for Decorah, 0-0-3 for North Fayette. And the pitch swung on, smack to the left field, and a base hit. Scoring is Nimrod, rounding third, coming to the plate is Sweska. He will score. A bobble out in left field by Walter will allow Josie to reach second base. A 2 RBI single for Josie, and a 3-0 lead for Decorah. So Josie singles, and he'll reach second on the bobble out in left field by Jake Walter, which is the 4th error of the night for North Fayette.
Right fielder James Osley.
And James Osley, who coming into this inning had the only hit for Decorah, a single to left back in the first inning, will stand in. Josie runs at second with 1 down. And James looks at the first one high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes doing a better job of working pitches, working the count here in these last couple of frames. As the pitch taken low, it's 2 balls, no strikes. Even though they got a run in that first inning, Snyder was only forced to throw 12 pitches in that inning. He was forced to throw 19 in the second inning, even though it was a 1-2-3 inning. It was a good job of battling at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch just missed outside. It is 3-0. This will be the 18th pitch he will throw with only one out here in the third. 3-0. Taking all the way is Osley for a strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Stretch and the 3-1. Swung on a ground ball towards third. It's a foul ball. It hops to the left of the bag. Up the third base side, so it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Josie short lead at second base. Snyder comes set. And the 3-2 hops away from the catcher for ball 4. Josie rounding third. He's going to put the brakes on right there as the wild pitch will get Josie up to third. And Osley will draw the walk. That'll be the first of the night from Snyder. So runners at the corners and 1 down. 3-0 lead for Decorah. Dan Hovden out of the first base dugout. Hovden will talk to his entire infield and battery. And the runners and hitters will talk with Coach O in the third base box. That gives us a chance to tell you we'll be on the air tomorrow night with Decorah Vikings softball. Vikings will travel to Charles City for a conference doubleheader. And that'll be a 5:50 start tomorrow night on AM 1240 KDEC. Then Friday night we will travel to Waverly. Now, if Decorah can win one, win a couple, this Northeast Iowa Conference race could get mighty interesting down the stretch. Of course, beating Waverly once or twice is going to be a tall task. Go Hawks have a nice ball club. We'll have both those games Friday night on AM 1240 KDEC. And as always, all games available at KDECradio.net. First and third, 1 down. Kyle Kane to the plate. He grounded to third to end the first 0 for 1. A Josie Jewell 2-run single has scored the 2 runs here in the first inning, and a move to first base will send Osley back diving to the bag. Pitch to Kane, swung on a ground ball towards third, foul. It is no balls and 1 strike to count. 3 hits for Decorah, 2 of them coming in this frame. A Nimrod single to start the frame, and a Jewell single to score 2. 0-1 delivery, runner goes, pitch swung on, driven towards left center field, and that will land for a gapper. Josie went back to the bag. He will now cross home plate. Osley will make it to third on a Kyle Kane double. It's a 4-0 lead for Decorah. Kyle Kane with the RBI double. 6th double, 9th RBI of the season.
Running at second base.
A 3-run third inning for Decorah, and Austin Ashbacker will look to keep it going. Second and third with 2 down. Brighton Meyer will get Kane's courtesy out at second base. Austin Ashbacker struck out swinging in a 9-pitch at-bat in the third. Austin will look at a curve for a strike. It's 0-1. Austin, the 7th batter of the inning, and there's still only 1 out. Now some action heading down to the North Fayette bullpen. And the pitch to Austin is taken up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been a long third inning here for Snyder. He's gotten rocked for 3 pretty solid singles, and his defense hasn't helped him out either. To be fair, his defense has committed 4 errors behind him. 1-1, and the pitch swung on and missed. It got away from the catcher briefly, but not enough to warrant runner advancement as Derek Fenneman is now warming up in the North Fayette bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. Top of the 4th inning in softball. And it's 4-0 New Hampton. Snyder's going to work out of the windup here with 1 and 2 and 1 down. The pitch sails high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 on number 22. Two delivery, swing and a miss at a curveball. 3rd strikeout of the night for Blair Snyder. And the 2nd one of Austin Ashbacker. Bryce Pierce will bat with 2 on and 2 out here in the 3rd. A 4-0 lead for Decorah. Pierce struck out looking in the 2nd. 0 for 1. Pitch to Bryce is low. Chest protector on the pitch in the dirt by Streeter. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Want to know the count. The sign from Streeter, the stretch by Snyder, and the 1-0 delivery swung on and missed at a curveball. It is 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Pierce. 4-0 the score. Decorah with the 3 spot here in the 3rd. 1 and 1 and the pitch taken up. It is 2 balls, 1 strike on Bryce Pierce. Two and 1 with 2 down. Osley off a 3rd, Meyer off a 2nd, and the pitch sails up on a curve. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. It looks like if Snyder can get his curveball in the zone, he could be pretty tough, but he hasn't consistently gotten it in the zone tonight. 3-1 delivery, curveball taken on the inside edge for a strike, and it's 3-2. So I think he's got his best curve is a nice curveball, but him getting in the zone has been tough every now and then. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. The pitch to Pierce is low and outside for ball 4. So Snyder walks his 2nd man of the inning. The bases now loaded.
Center fielder Caitlin Nimrod.
3 in, 2 down. Gavin Nimrod to the plate. He flew out to center to end the 2nd 0 for 1. Gavin looks at the first one, pops one up right side. Snyder, the pitcher, yields to the first baseman Heyer, who will make the catch to retire the side. But the Vikes able to score 3 on 3 hits. Helped out by 2 errors, and the bases left loaded. We head to the 4th inning. It is a lead of 4-0 for Decorah. Nothing Decorah as we go to the 4th. Decorah and North Fayette getting together here at Olin Sack Field tonight after the game was scheduled to be in West Union, but a little too wet down there. Dustin Carey has walked 2, struck out 3, giving up no runs or hits through 3 innings. And Blair Snyder, who struck out swinging in that 1st inning, will look at the first pitch out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Carey has been forced to work a little bit. North Fayette does a pretty good job of working the count. And the pitch on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch outside from Carey. It's 2-1. Carey will about ready to throw his 50th pitch of the game right here. 2-1. And that is high, I believe. 3 balls and 1 strike. Swung on a ground ball. Booted at 3rd by Josie Jewell, and it'll be an E5. And Snyder will reach to start things here in the fourth inning. And it'll be a courtesy runner at first base for North Fayette. And that will be Austin DeMuth.
Running at first base, 16, Austin DeMuth.
DeMuth at first base and Daniel Streeter to the plate. It's the third time in 4 frames that the Hawks have gotten their leadoff man on. Streeter looks at the fastball in. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Streeter grounded to third in the first, 0 for 1. North Fayette has committed 4 errors, and the Vikes now commit their first one of the night. Pitch, there's a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Carey ready, 1-1. Swung on and a ground ball towards third. Playing the long hop is Josie Jewell. He'll have 1 play throwing to first base, and the out recorded there, 5-3, with DeMuth moving up to second base on the plate.
First baseman, Trace Heyer.
DeMuth at second, 1 down. Trace Heyer now for North Fayette in a 4-0 lead for Decorah. Heyer takes the first pitch inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Heyer struck out looking in the second, 0 for 1. Carey ready, and the pitch swung on a ground ball towards short, fielded there by Qualley. He's going to boot it, and everyone's going to be safe. That's 2 errors this frame for Decorah. Just something we're not used to seeing. This Decorah team has been pretty darn good defensively this year, and when you give teams extra outs in an inning, it normally doesn't lead to good things. And Josh Ballmer will try to take advantage of it for the Hawks. He flew out to center in the second, 0 for 1, swings at the first one and fouls it right side out of play. No balls, 1 strike. 4-0 the lead for Decorah, with runners at first and second with nobody out, and this is the first time that the Vikes or the Hawks have gotten 2 runners on in the same frame. The pitch is behind him on a curveball, and it goes all the way back to the screen. Kyle Kane didn't have any hope of stopping that one. And a wild pitch will move Heyer to second and DeMuth to third. And now Baumler will bat with 2 runners in scoring position. Four, 4-2 for Decorah, 0-0-4 for North Fayette. The pitch on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-2. I can pick on him because he's a friend of mine, Bob. It would be nice if you pointed during strikes, not just yelled. 1-2, swung on and a ground ball towards short. Qualley's going to pick it up. He'll throw to first base, and the out recorded there. Scoring on the play is DeMuth. Ballmer with an RBI ground out. It's 4-1 ball game. Heyer stayed put at second base on the play. That's the 5th RBI of the season for Josh Ballmer. So a 4-1 lead for Decorah. 2 down and a runner at second. And Sam Danker grounded to the pitcher back in the second inning. Pretty sharply hit ball that Carey made a nice play on. Curveball swung on and missed as it sank down and in on Danker, a right-hand hitter. No balls, 1 strike. Carey 0-1, fastball, strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Carey with the look back at second, and the 0-2 delivery swung on. Hard hit and caught by Carey at second, or at the pitcher's mound. That's the second time Danker has hit it well, but Dustin Carey has done a good job of being that 5th infielder. Hawks get a run on no hits, 2 Decorah errors, and 1 runner left. We're halfway home between Decorah and North Fayette. It's 4-1 lead for Decorah. Colin Nimrod will start an inning for the 3rd time in 4 frames for Decorah as they lead at 4-1. Nimrod started the first, grounded to short, started the second, singled and scored. He started the third, actually, and singled and scored. Nimrod squares to bunt, does so right back to the pitcher, Snyder. He takes his time and throws over to Heyer at first base, and Nimrod retired on the first pitch here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So one down, nobody on. Jake Qualley will stand in for Decorah. He grounded to short in the first and popped to second in the third. A 4-1 lead for Decorah. Decorah got a run via 2 North Fayette errors in that first inning. As the pitch out of the zone, or in the zone for a strike, 0-1. Decorah got a 2 RBI single from Jewell and an RBI double from Kane in that third inning. 2 Decorah errors led to North Fayette's run in the top of the fourth. 0-1 delivery swung on a ground ball towards third. Trying to play the short hop was Danker. It goes underneath his glove. It's fielded there by Hansen at short, but not in time to have a decent chance against Qualley. E5 will put a runner at first base and 1 down. And Dustin Carey, who's reached on 2 errors, and his courtesy runner Cole Sweska, who scored 2 runs, will head to first base as the ball goes to first base. And Heyer dropped the ball. Qualley started to go, but thought better of it. No count yet on Carey. The whole thing is, you put the ball in play in high school baseball, good things are going to happen. Decorah has struck out 3 times tonight, but they do consistently put the ball in play as Carey hammers one deep left field. That ball is gone! Dustin Carey with his second home run of the season. RBIs 13 and 14, and Decorah now leads it 6-1. And that baby got out of here in a hurry. Carey helping out his own cause, reaching base for the 3rd time and knocking in 2 runs here in the 5th inning. Or in the 4th inning, and Josie Jewell will bat, looking to keep the fun going for the Vikings. Josie is 1 for 2 officially. He'll look at a strike, 0-1. Josie reached on an error in the first, knocked in 2 with a single to left, and scored himself in the 3rd. 0-1 delivery. High and tight. It is 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So Snyder has given up 6 runs, and only 2 have been earned. But they all count on the board. The pitch swung on, popped up straight back. Catcher Streeter angling towards the fence, and it'll just run out of real estate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Now on Josie Jewell. Top of the 5th inning down at softball. New Hampton leads Decorah by a 6-1 margin. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. 6-5-2 for Decorah. 1-0-5 for North Fayette. 1-2 with 1 down. The pitch, a breaking ball taken up. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Josie. Two and 2 the count. Snyder ready, and the 2-2 offering taken up by Josie. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Always good to see an ex-Iowa baseball player doing well. Ryan Sweeney, another home run for the Cubs tonight. Kid out of Cedar Rapids, Xavier. The subtle advantage of following Twitter while broadcasting. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Pitch to Josie, swung on and a pop-up down the left field line, foul, and that will angle in to the area near the Decorah bullpen. So it's still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Temperature's starting to cool, and it's kind of knocking down that humidity a little bit. Turning into an awfully nice night to watch baseball as that one hammered down the left field line, foul. 3 guys who I think are pretty tough. Bill Post, Pat Truan, and Brad Johansson all go ducking on that play. They're all standing, so they might have better quickness than I thought, but come on, coaches, make the play. 3-2 to Josie, and that hit him for ball 4. Or for a hit by pitch, technically. Jewell reaches first as a result of a 7-pitch at-bat, and James Osley to the plate. 2 in, 1 on, 1 out. Vikes looking to add on to their 6-1 lead. Osley singled to left in the first and walked in the third. Pitch goes low, caroms away from the catcher Streeter. Up at second is Josie Jewell on the wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes, and it looks like that might be it for Mr. Sullivan. As the man who is warming up down in the bullpen for North Fayette is coming in. That is Derek Fenneman. Coach Hovden meets Sullivan on the right side of the mound. No change imminent as of yet. It's a 6-1 lead for Decorah. Snyder has walked 2, has hit 1. He's been hit for 5 hits, and the Vikes really hitting the ball with authority for the most part here. It looks like Snyder is going to stay in the game at least for the moment. James Osley has a 1-0 count on him. Josie Jewell is the runner at second base. Snyder had not lost yet on the season coming into tonight's ballgame. Josie away from second, 1-0 the count. And a whirl and a throw back to second base. And back to the bag standing is Josie Jewell. One and 0 the count on Osley. 1 for 1. He's been on base twice. The 1-0 delivery is taken low. It is 2 balls, no strikes now the count on James Osley. Six, 5, and 2 for Decorah. 1-0-5 for North Fayette. Pitch to Osley taken low again. It is 3 balls, no strikes now. Osley batting in a 6-1 lead for Decorah. Snyder will look back at second in the 3-0. Swung on, hammered towards left field and deep. Looking up is Jake Walter, and that ball is going to be against the fence. Josie Jewell will score on a long single by Osley, and a 7-1 lead for Decorah. Osley gets his 14th RBI of the season, scoring Josie Jewell there.
Next.
As he was not given the take sign on 3-0, and Osley continues his hot hitting as of late. Kyle Kane is 1 for 2, a 7-1 lead for Decorah. Kane, 1 for 2 on the night. As we mentioned, the pitch goes low. It goes right through the wickets of Daniel Streeter. And up to second will go Osley. Kane a ground out to third in the first. He got an RBI double in the third inning. Osley away from second. 1-0 to Kane. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The man who was warming up the bullpen for North Fayette, Derek Fenneman, has since set down as Snyder steps off. 2 balls, no strikes to count. 2-0 delivery, swing and a miss. It is 2 balls and 1 strike as Kane goes fishing at the breaking ball without any bait. Two and 1 to count now. And the pitch swung on and a ground ball foul at third. Nice play by Coach O. Bad hip and all, still got the job done there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count now on Kyle Kane. A 7-1 lead for Decorah, 3 spots in the third and in the fourth. Highlighted by a 2-run homer by Dustin Curie this frame. The pitch swung on and a ground ball toward short, picked up there by Hansen, winds up. He'll throw to first base, and the throw gets by higher at first base. Kane will move up to second. Osley will move up to third. 6th error of the night for North Fayette. Brighton Meyer will get Kane's courtesy out at second base. E6 on Hansen.
Courtesy runner at second is Brighton Meyer.
3 in, 2 on, 1 down. And Brighton Meyer, courtesy runs for Kane as we mentioned, and Eric Smorstad's going to get a shot now. And now Dan Hovden will come out of the dugout. And maybe this time will be it for Snyder. It will be. 7-1 Decorah, 1 down with 2 on here in the 4th inning. And the Vikes lead at 7-1. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. Derek Fenneman will now come in and pitch. Moving to right field will be Josh Baumler, and moving to second base will be the pitcher Blair Snyder. And Trevor Hurd is now out of the game.
14, Derek Fenneman. Now batting 44, Eric Smorstad.
So Blair Snyder is done, and Eric Smorstad will bat second and third, 3 in, 1 down, 4th inning, a 7-1 lead for Decorah. And Fenneman will throw his first pitch of the game to Smorsy. Smorsy will look at first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Smorsy getting a pinch hitting chance here. Osley away from second and Meyer away from first. And the 1-0 offering to Smorsy is taken up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Fenneman making his 5th appearance of the year. 1 start, 4 relief appearances. He's 2-1 with a 2.03 ERA. Opponents hitting .255 against him. Trying to put the fire out on a 7-1 lead for Decorah. The pitch to Smorstad is high. It is now 3 balls, no strikes on Smorstad. He's batting for Ashbacker, who had struck out his first 2 times up. 3 balls, no strikes. Osley away from third and Meyer away from second. Fenneman delivers and the pitch taken high. And Smorsy will make his way down to first base. 3rd walk given to Decorah pitchers. The Hawks have also hit a man and has given the Vikings 6 free bases via errors. And Smorstad will be lifted for a pinch runner, and it's Connor Gassman. Connor will run at first base. Osley at third, Meyer at second, and Connor Gassman running for Smorstad, who batted for Ashbacker at first. And Bryce Pierce will bat. He struck out looking in the second, walked in the third. 7-1 Decorah, bottom of the 4th. Working out of the windup will be Fenneman. And the pitch taken up. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Six errors for North Fayette. And no hits. 1-0 delivery. There's a strike at the letters, and it's 1-1 on Bryce Pierce. Vikes with a comfortable lead. Pierce trying to break it wide open. Fenneman working out of the stretch. Runners lead from their respective bases. Or out of the windup now is Fenneman. The 1-1 swung on a fly ball into left field. A late break from Jake Walter. He'll have to play it on a hop. Osley will come home. Moving to third is Meyer. Gossman moves to second. On a bloop single to left by Bryce Pierce. It's now an 8-1 lead for Decorah. Pierce knocks in his 7th run of the season and his 5th in the last 2 nights. And Gavin Nimrod will look to keep the fun going in an 8-1 lead. Nimrod fly to center in the 2nd inning and popped to first in the 3rd. Nimrod looks the first one low from Fenneman. 1 ball, no strikes. That run charged to Snyder. In 3 1/3, he gives up 6 hits. 8 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Meyer at third, still his responsibility as well. 1-0 swung on, driven towards right center field. After it is David Jellings near the fence. He will make the catch. Meyer tags at third, and he will score in a 9-1 lead for Decorah. Gavin Nimrod knocks in his 14th run of the season. And that will officially close the book on Snyder. 3 1/3, 6 hits, 9 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Brady Dolly will bat. Dolly got his first varsity hit and his 2nd varsity RBI last night over at Waukon. 9-1 Decorah with the lead. As Brady looks the first one outside corner, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Going to the top of the 6th over at softball, New Hampton leading Decorah 6-1. 9 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Decorah. 1 run, 0 hits, 6 errors for North Fayette. Pitch taking a strike on the outside edge. It is no balls and 2 strikes now on Brady Dolly. Runners lead from their respective bases. And the pitch swung on a ground ball towards short, and Hansen, he'll pick it up, he'll throw it to first base to retire the side. So, a big inning for Decorah. They score 5 runs. Five runs on 3 hits, helped out by 3 errors. And 2 runners left with 4 complete. It's a 9-1 lead for Decorah. One ball, 1 strike the count as we return to live action with Thomas Hansen at the plate. He walked back in the 3rd inning. A breaking ball swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Dustin Carey has had himself an effective night. He's walked 2, he struck out 3, he's given up 1 unearned run. As the pitch swung on, fisted back to the mound. A little to his left goes Dustin Carey. He'll pick it up and an easy toss over to Bryce Pierce at first base. Will retire Hansen. 1 down here in the 5th. 1 down, nobody on. And Derek Fenneman will bat now for North Fayette. He came in as part of the defensive switch when he came into the game in the top or the bottom of the 4th. 1 hopper right back to Carey. He'll pick it up and throw on to first base, and quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. And that'll bring up the top of the order and David Jellings. 9-1 Decorah with the lead. Jellings walked in the 1st, lined out to short in the 3rd inning. North Fayette without a hit yet. They've had 4 base runners, 2 on errors, and 2 on walks. First pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes from Dustin Carey, who's been effective tonight. Pitch swung on and a diving attempt at second, and it's past Colin Nimrod and into center field for a base hit. So cancel the postgame show as Jellings gets a 2-out single here in inning number 5. And Jake Walter will bat for North Fayette, with the Vikings leading 9-1. Walter grounded to the pitcher in the first inning and struck out swinging in the third. There's a line drive knocked down by Carey on the mound. He'll pick it up and throw to first base to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Stretch time here in Decorah. The Vikings lead it by a 9-1 margin.
Time for the 5th inning stretch.
One defensive change for North Fayette. Dylan Baumler will bat in the order spot of Jake Walter. And I believe that's him out in left field now, as Jake Qualley will start things here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-1 Decorah with the lead. The Vikes scored in every frame except the second.
Jake Qualley.
2 RBIs for Josie Jewell. Osley 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Kyle Kane has an RBI double. Pierce with an RBI. Nimrod with an RBI. Dustin Carey with the 2-run homer and a pretty solid pitching performance as well. Jake Qualley officially 0 for 3, grounded to short in the first, popped to second in the third, reached on an error and scored in the fourth, an inning in which Decorah batted 10 men. The ball is 1 strike. The pitch swung on and a foul towards third. It is no balls and 2 strikes to count on Jake Qualley. 0-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the 5th inning. 0-2, swung on, smack towards left, and a base hit. So Jake Qualley with the 8th hit of the night for Decorah. A leadoff single here in the 5th inning, and Dustin Carey, who went deep his last time up, will come to the plate.
The pitcher, Dustin Carey.
Carey reached on an error and scored in the first inning, reached on an error and his courtesy runner scored in the 3rd inning. He had enough of his courtesy runner scoring, so it went over the fence, so he actually got to cross home plate in the 4th. Pitch swung on and missed by Dustin Carey. It is no balls and 1 strike. Nine to 1 the score. Decorah on top. North Fayette got their lone run in the 4th inning. A pair of Decorah errors led to that lone run. A lead at first by Qualley. Now Fenneman will step off. Fenneman back to the rubber. Carey back to the batter's box. A lead at first by Qualley. And the 0-1 delivery to Carey. And that hit him. So Carey hit by the pitch. That is the second man that North Fayette pitching has hit tonight. And Josie Jewell will bat. Jewell reached on an error in the first, 2-run single, run scored in the 3rd, hit by a pitch, and scored a run in that 4th inning. 9-1 the lead for Decorah. The winning run technically Carey at first base. Is that one smacked into right field and a base hit. Rounding 3rd, stopping at 3rd is Qualley. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 5th. So now the winning run in scoring position for Decorah. And James Osley will bat for the Vikings. Osley singled to left in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and singled to left to knock in a run and scored himself in the 4th. 9-1 lead for Decorah. Decorah out hitting North Fayette 9-1. North Fayette out erroring Decorah 6-2. And Fenneman will work from the windup, and the pitch swung on, smack towards left field, and a stop there from Hansen. He'll keep it on the infield at short, but that's all he'll be able to do as Osley will single to short. And the RBI is the 2nd of the night for Osley, and the 15th of the season is now a 10-1 lead. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Kane will bat for the Vikings. Infield up at all four spots for North Fayette. And the pitch to Kane swung on, popped up, straight back, foul ball, out of play. It is no balls and one strike. Kane grounded to third in the first, RBI double in the third. Reached on an error and scored in the fourth inning. No balls, one strike, and here's the pitch to Kane. Swung on, smacked it right, and a base hit, and that's a Viking victory. Kyle Kane with the game-winning RBI as Decorah defeats North Fayette by an 11-1 margin. 11 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 10 men left for Decorah. 1 run, 1 hit, 6 errors, and 4 men left for North Fayette. Winning pitcher Dustin Carey, he goes to 3-0 on the season. The losing pitcher Blair Snyder, he goes to 3-1. So the Vikings improved to 16-6 overall, and North Fayette drops to 14-12. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of Decorah and North Fayette. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score tonight, 11-1 and 5 for Decorah. Our next coverage will be tomorrow night. Decorah at Charles City in softball. 5:50 will be the airtime for that one. And then Friday night we'll have baseball in the air from Waverly Shellrock. Decorah at Waverly Shellrock. We'll have that game at 5:20. So, for our entire KDEC sports team, for moral support of Elliott Christian as usual, my name is Darren Swenson saying so long from Olin-Zach Field. Decorah wins it by an 11-1 margin in 5 innings. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night.